Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. Forrest Jackson with Jackson's Home and Garden. I'm here with Anna, who's in our greenhouse and tropicals department. And we are starting a Life at Home series, which means once a month or a few times a month we're going to be introducing some products from our store and we're going to talk about it. We know you're spending a lot more time at home. Some of you are working from home. Sometimes the kids are staying home a little bit longer than you want. And so we're coming up with some really interesting and fun things that you can do inside the house. And in addition to this, we're going to have Partners Card, which is starting October 30th and runs to November 8th. So we have a lot of new and exciting things coming this fall. Our Life at Home series kicks off with a terrarium build. So, Anna, what is a terrarium?
A terrarium is basically plant life in a glass bowl, in a glass container. It can be, you know, oval, it can be round, it can be whatever glass container, even the ones with the lid.
So it's kind of like a fish bowl without the fish.
Yes.
Like fish bowl for plants.
Yes.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's
Good
fun.
description.
And you can do all kinds of different plants in there. I'm guessing interior plants.
Yes, you can do, well, all interior plants, really. You can do some that are like this sand one right over here, where it actually requires soil and you actually planting in it. But the one that we're going to be doing today and the kits that we are going to start offering are pretty simple. They don't require the soil or anything like that. It's just going to be sand, gravel, and moss.
Fantastic. So Anna is incredibly talented and everyone in the store talks about it. We have customers talking about it, commenting. On Instagram, we do a bunch of pictures of things she designs. So super happy to have her here. So if you want to get us started and show us a little bit about what you do.
Sure. So we're going to be using the globe. We're going to be starting off with the globe. We have the air plants, which is in the Bromeliad tillandsia family. They don't require soil in order for them to thrive. It's known as an epiphyte. They have so many different colors, so many different cool textures and shapes, and really fun to work with. And we're also going to be doing the cut succulents. Normally these come and they're planted in soil and everything, but because we have a limited space in terrariums, just depending on, they're enclosed, so they have to be cut. Now these are temporary, temporary plant life or whatever. You'll need to replace them every 2 to 3 months or so, just by cleaning them up. But sometimes they will root with the moisture that the moss provides, so they'll last you a little bit longer than a couple months.
So do people, they change out their terrariums every 2 to 3 months?
Yes,
like something
you
different
can. You can change them out, and the kind that we're doing allows for that because you're not having to do all the soil and the gravel and the charcoal that it requires for longer plant growth.
Okay.
When you actually plant it in the glass container.
Okay.
This is a lot easier. So I'm going to start with the globe, and usually you want to start with the smallest granule, which is like the sand, and there's so many different colors of sand that we have. I'm doing the blue, and you can just pour it in there.
So do you have to start with sand on the bottom, or is that what most people start with?
I would, because if you start with like gravel or bigger rocks, you pour the sand, it doesn't, it goes down, and it doesn't allow for a good design. So
you're much smarter than me. I failed that class. Yeah, you're right. The sand needs to go in the bottom.
Yes, the sand goes in the bottom, and plus these are hanging. They're going to be hanging, so you'll be able to see the color. It'll be fun to see the color underneath.
So most terrariums are hanging, or they're sitting like this submarine one thingy over here?
There's different varieties. There's some that are globes that actually will stand on their own. A lot of them are hanging, like this. This one right here that's in the shape of a teardrop with the rope is really new, really cute.
Yeah.
So then we've got the sand in there, and like I said, you can choose your own color, rocks, gravel, really anything will work. You can pour that in there. Now they're in these bags because this is how they're gonna come in the kits that we are offering.
So we offer a kit, but you can also do your own, right? You can pick from all kinds of different accessories if you wanted, right?
Yes, you can come in the store, pick out a different terrarium, bigger one, smaller one, whatever. And
but the ones we'll be selling online will be pre-made kits that they can just...
yes, pre-made kits, pre-chosen color in gravel, sand, rock, all that. Now I'm doing the black river rocks, shiny river rocks off to the side. And you can experiment, you know, with your creativity and... okay, so this is one of my favorite mosses, is the reindeer moss. The color is really pretty and the texture is great.
For those of you just joining us, it's Forrest and Anna with Jackson's Home and Garden, and we're doing terrariums today as part of our Life at Home series that we've started this month, so pretty exciting.
And this moss also helps to, when you place the cut succulents on it, it helps to retain the moisture, so you don't have to really do a lot of care on it, a lot of watering, like you would normally do a succulent that's planted in soil.
So it's less watering than a
Yes,
succulent soil.
yes,
So
less
what is the
watering.
care for something like this?
For something like this, once you have your succulent in here, you want to situate it where you want it, and either take, you know, a spray, lift it up, and spritz underneath it. I wouldn't do so much on top of the succulent, because if water sits there with all that moisture that's enclosed, it might make the succulent rot. So you want to water underneath, if any. Like on this one, you really don't have to water as much, because succulents, they just root on their own. Like this little piece can fall off and it'll propagate. That's how easy they are.
So like how many sprays? Like how many spritzers? Like
A couple,
one or two,
like
or?
a couple.
I see.
You can do a couple.
Okay. So don't soak it down.
Exactly. Now these are the air plants, the ones that, you know, they're air plants. They kind of, the name says it all. They don't need soil. And like I said, they come in different textures, sizes. You can just put that in there. I like to put the taller ones in the back, because obviously this has a front and a back.
Yeah.
And just to give you a little bit of height in the background.
How much sunlight does this need? So, you know, if I put this in my
Yes.
closet, it'll be dead in no time.
Yes,
So
it'll
how
be
much
dead
sunlight
in
does
a,
this need?
they're gonna require really good bright light. No direct sun. This is glass, so if you put it next to a window, it's gonna act as a magnifying glass too, and it'll burn. So you don't want to do that. So this is another little cute fuzzy air plant. Putting that one in the front. So there you go. Super easy.
Hey, cool. Yeah,
And
I
you
did
can
this in
add pieces of wood in here. You can add sticks. You can add bark. There's so many things you can add. We get creative with.
So this is great. You know, you could take these to the office, obviously, in your kitchen. If you have a teenager you're trying to teach responsibility to, this is a great first step. And maybe the dog after that. You know, and it looks like a really fun project for kids too. So, you know, my kids right now, it's been a very long summer. They're out in the neighborhood skateboarding, lighting things on fire, and this is much more productive. So.
Yes, and it's a good opportunity for them to get interested in plants at a young age. I know my niece and nephew, I had them make one and they loved it, they enjoyed it, you know. And now my niece is starting to have plants on her windowsill. She's like, I want this, I want that. So half of my plants are gone.
Okay, personal question. How many of these do you own at your home?
I own 2.
Is
Personally.
that normal? Is that the average, national average, you think? Too?
For plant lovers, probably not enough.
Yeah, but you spend all day with it.
Well, I do this for a living, so sometimes when I get home, I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I only have two. But
Okay.
if I didn't do this for a living, I'd probably have more.
Yeah, but people love it, and
Yeah.
it is the rage right now. Indoor
Yes.
plants are the rage, and this is just one of the many ways that we're seeing sales on a lot of these items.
Yes.
So it's fantastic.
And you mentioned your kids.
Mm-hmm.
When you can purchase this, have it shipped to you, and get the kids involved. Put their Legos in there, little dinosaurs, little their toys. They love to see a part of them and something that they've created. So.
And do they come like big? Do the terrariums get bigger as you get into life
Yes,
size stuff?
you can. They can. I've never seen a life size one, but they get pretty big.
Okay.
So, but those are the ones that get into actual planting, and that's a whole nother talk.
It's another level.
Yes.
All right.
A whole nother level.
Let me know when you're ready to level up, and we'll do that one.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna go on to the next one. So you have another one you want
Yes.
to make
So
today?
we'll do the teardrop, which is one of my favorites. This one's really neat. And like I said, it just depends on what style, what colors you're into, what's your aesthetic in your home, and how you want to display them. They can go in offices too. Small spaces are usually a good place for these fun little terrariums. So I'm going to do the red sand in there. And I'm going to do 2 layers of sand.
Yeah, see, I see over here on this one you created that's a freestanding one. You did multiple layering of the sand, which
Yes.
gives it some cool texturing effect. That looks like that's real artistry right there. I don't know if I can pull that off.
Yes, thank you. That's a little bit more difficult. You will need like special tools for that.
Oh yeah.
And that's a real dragonfly in there, by the way. My
That's a
coworker
really-
found it.
Very, very cool.
So we're doing 2 layers of sand here. So it kind of does do a little bit of
Yeah.
design on its own. 2. And we're gonna just keep it really clean, do just the river rocks. No moss, no nothing. Because sometimes people like it more clean.
And the plants don't require that moss to hold in the moisture?
Not really, because this is sand too. The sand will also do that.
Okay.
Once it's sitting on there, if you have smaller gravel, the gravel will also do that. They'll start to root. So I'm doing smaller.
And again, you're misting this how often?
You're misting it. This, you want to take it out actually to water. You want to take it out of there and either dunk it in a bucket of water for like 10-15 minutes once a week. That's probably the best way to care for these. But you can mist it if you're, don't have time. You can also just take it out, mist it. You would have to do that more often, like 3 times a week.
So it really depends on what you're putting in there.
Exactly.
Okay.
These, like I said, you don't have to take out. You can just leave them in there. Once they're situated like that, they don't need to be taken out.
So definitely part of the fun. You can come in. We have some of them pre-made for you. We have the kits, and then obviously you can build your own. Part of the fun is definitely doing it either with your kids or doing it as a. I'm sure people do it to relax and stress relief. Some
Yes.
people color, some people do all kinds of things, but it's very relaxing.
Very.
You're a very calm person, Anna. That's probably why. It's because of doing this sort of thing all day.
Yes.
This is
Super
retail and
clean.
apartment therapy right here.
So this one's a lot more simple, a little bit more modern.
Yeah. This is life brought home. Very neat.
Yes.
Awesome.
So that's it.
So we are also doing a giveaway. We had some folks who sent their names in and wanted to win a free terrarium kit. So we'll be doing all kinds of fun things in all of our Life at Home series. This is one of them. So we can actually make this into a terrarium after we're done drawing the
It is
name.
a
So
cool terrarium.
that's right. So We're gonna mix this up, and I'm not gonna look. I'm not gonna look. I'm gonna draw the name. And she's gonna verify it. It is Kelly Bishop. So Kelly, if you're watching, you won the, is it this one?
This one.
You
right
won
here.
the submarine style terrarium. So very cool, and it has the whole kit, everything you need to get started. And hey, you'll be adding things and changing over time, as she mentioned. So it's a great starter kit, and we're really excited. Thank you for participating. Thank you for watching, and Kelly, congratulations.